Hey BookTube, welcome back to the History Shelf. My name is Peg. Say, there was a University of Chicago press sale not too long ago. Or is it still going on? I forget. But say, sometimes I can't pass up those sales, and so I ordered a few books. What else is new? And I've got a box right here I wanted to share with y'all. We're going to do a little unboxing on this channel. Normally I have them all pulled out of the box and ready to go, but you caught me on an off day. So what day is today? It's Monday. It's a crazy day. Before I get to the books, all I can say is I know what it feels like to be inside of a windsock. The winds here in Colorado are insane, especially in my neck of the woods in the greater Denver metro area. About 40 minutes outside of Denver, I'm up north, and we're being pummeled by winds, gusts up to 75 miles an hour sometimes. Last night, I couldn't sleep. There was no sleeping when the wind is that loud. It was just shaking everything. At one point I thought, well, geez, I don't think it'll blow any shingles off, but I mean it was bad. It's still bad, and I'm really just waiting for this wind to stop. Just all day long it's just been this racket. So hopefully you won't hear loud noises here. It's supposed to stop in like 2 hours. So we shall see. But yeah, I thought I'd check in. It's the end of the day, and thought I'd show you what titles I picked up at the University of Chicago Press. Ooh, and one of them goes with 2 books I bought recently, used copies. So let's just start there. All right, let me grab these. Okay, so a while ago on this channel, I bought this historical fiction novel used somewhere, and I probably will come across it. But they had a brand new copy available, not used, brand new, for super cheap at University of Chicago Press. So I decided to pick up a new version of this, and if I ever find the used copy, I'll see if anyone out there wants it. But this is, because I still want to read this trilogy. This is The Raj Quartet by Paul Scott, and I picked up a new copy of The Jewel and the Crown. This is volume 1 of The Raj Quartet. Now, they only were offering volume 1, so you know what that means. I had to go find volumes 2 and 3. So I did that on my own, but let's tell you what this one's about. Let me grab my glasses. No set of novels so richly recreates the last days of India under British rule. 2 nations locked in an imperial embrace. As Paul Scott's historical tour de force, The Raj Quartet, The Jewel and the Crown, opens in 1942 as the British fear both Japanese invasion and Indian demands for independence. On the night after the Indian Congress Party votes to support Gandhi, riots break out, and an ambitious police sergeant arrests a young Indian for the alleged rape of the woman they both love. All right, so I've got The Jewel and the Crown. So I'm just gonna show you the 2 used copies I picked up, which were just in perfect condition. I bought them from the same seller. So then we have book 2, volume 2, the Day of the Scorpion. There you go, same cover. Really nice copy. I just picked up used. Oh, I even got a free bookmark. What? Nice. Well, I don't want to give away too much because I haven't read the first one yet. So anyway, I've got The Day of the Scorpion that continues the trilogy. Basically, it draws everyone deeper into the epic of India at the close of World War II. Talks about the British Raj and how it's hastening its destruction, and then we go into the final volume, The Towers of Silence. it's not as big as the other ones, but now I have the complete trilogy. Yeah, so I bought the first one from University of Chicago Press. Now I've got the trilogy. I've got the whole set. Yay! I'm a completionist. What can I say? I do love to have a complete set of anything. Okay. Let's see what else is in this box. Oh, goodies. Oh, all right. Yes. So this is a very slim volume, but it sounded interesting. This won't be a super long video. I didn't go hog wild or anything like that. But I picked up Alexander Kluge, or Kluge. Anyone who utters a consoling word is a traitor. Translated by Alta L. Price. Ooh, that has a trippy effect. Whoa. Whoa, that is trippy. Ah, getting an eye migraine. Very slim volume. Alexander Kluge's work has long grappled with the Third Reich and its aftermath, and the extermination of the Jews forms its gravitational center. Kluge is forever reminding us to keep our present catastrophes in perspective against this historical monstrosity. Kluge's newest work is a book about bitter fates, both already known and yet to unfold. Above all, it is about the many kinds of organized machinery built to destroy people. These 48 stories of justice and injustice are dedicated to the memory of Fritz Bauer, determined fighter for justice and district attorney of Hesse during the Auschwitz trials. The moment they come into existence, monstrous crimes have a unique ability, Bauer once said, to ensure their own repetition. Kluge takes heed, and in these pages reminds us of the importance of keeping our powers of observation and memory razor sharp. Amen, brother. 48 stories and just this very slim volume, so they're going to be very brief, just one-pagers. Or so. The book is about 120 pages. Very brief. Very brief stories. But it sounded intriguing, and it's just an area of history I'm also quite interested in. Can never forget. So let's see, what else did I pick up at this sale? Ooh, oh yeah, right. Yeah, this is going to take a force of will to read this through, but I'm a curious person and I want to understand things, understand past movements and things like that. And I think it's still fairly relevant. This is A Conspiratorial Life, Robert Welch, The John Birch Society, and the Revolution of American Conservatism by Edward H. Miller. I can't remember what prices I got for these, but I know that they were super cheap. That's why I got them. I think they were just dirt cheap. So, because otherwise it's like I have enough books. But this was one of the books I've seen around, and I never picked it up, but now I have. Let's see. Though you may not know his name, Robert Welch, born 1899, died 1985, the founder of the John Birch Society, was one of the most significant architects of our current political moment. In A Conspiratorial Life, the first full-scale biography of Welch, Edward H. Miller delves deep into the life of an overlooked figure whose ideas reshaped the American right. A child prodigy and unlikely candy magnate, Welch funneled his wealth into building the organization that would define his legacy and change the face of American politics, the John Birch Society. Though the group's paranoid right-wing nativism was ostensibly dismissed by conservative thinkers like William F. Buckley, during and after Welch's life, its ideas gradually moved from the far-right fringe into the mainstream. Miller convincingly connects the accusatory conservatism of the mid-century John Birch Society to the inflammatory rhetoric of the Tea Party, the Trump administration, and more. As his book makes chillingly clear, regardless of whether you know his name or what he created, it's handy. It's hard to deny that we now live in Robert Welch's America. Well, heaven forfend, I really hope that's not true. I really hope that's not true. The book is about 383 pages without the footnotes and the bibliography and the index and all that. But I think it's pretty important work. This came out in 2021, so this is still a very new book. All right, so that's the next one I picked up. Ooh, 2 more books here. All right, I forgot I ordered this one. So, as many of you know, I'm a big fan of H.W. Brands, a prominent historian. I believe he teaches at, was it the University of Texas? Or it's a Texas university that I know. It's one of those. But I have never seen this book before, and so the University of Chicago Press has this edition. It was written in 1995 in paperback, super cheap, brand new book. Picked up H.W. Brands, The Reckless Decade, America and the 1890s. Yeah, really, really cool. That adds to my growing. It's a fairly substantial H.W. Brands, actually. I have almost all of his books, except, listen, he's written a lot. But as of a few years ago, I started picking up every new book that he put out. So, and then I've been doing some selective backfilling of books I've missed before then. But I've pretty much been reading and collecting and reading every book that's come out the last few years by him. So now I'm kind of catching up, like I said, to his older work. So The Reckless Decade. Just as we do today, Americans of the 1890s faced changes in economics, politics, society, and technology that led to wrenching and sometimes violent tensions between rich and poor, capital and labor, white and black, east and west. In The Reckless Decade, H.W. Brands demonstrates how we can learn about the contradictions that lie at the heart of America today by looking at them through the lens of the 1890s. So obviously dated, written during the 90s, 1990s, probably as maybe this whole centenary, anniversary or whatever. Yeah, it says here, note to the paper. It says it has this interesting note on the paperback edition. I'll read this real quick. Or a part of it. This book was written during the 1990s, a century-ending decade that exhibited certain parallels with the 1890s, the decade the book is about. Although I tried to avoid excessive present-mindedness in the writing, the parallels naturally informed aspects of the book's approach to its subject matter. This is H.W. Brands talking, obviously. He says, the 1990s are now history, and the perspective of readers encountering the book in the first decade of the 21st century will inevitably be different from that of the book's original readers. Very true. I'm glad that they put this note in here. Although this University of Chicago Press edition came out in 2002, so even this note's dated by 22 years. So, but anyway, he says, yet I have resisted the temptation to rewrite the book and perhaps thereby make myself appear wiser than I am. 2 considerations motivate this decision. First, the book is about the 1890s, not the 1990s, and if several additional years' hindsight affords a better view of the 1890s, that view is not so much better that a rewrite would necessarily improve the book. Second, to the degree the book manifests the perspective of the 1990s, readers might be interested to see how that perspective now appears dated or doesn't. That is a point that I agree with, that this is actually going to make it quite interesting reading to see if what he's saying here in 1995 rings true now. I find that fascinating. Oh no, but listen to this. Oh, no. In the last paragraph, he says here, in one regard, though, that this paperback edition is different from the hardcover. The realities of economics have prevented the inclusion of the original illustrations. The fight against rising costs continues. A new decade hasn't changed that. Oh, son of a biscuit. Now I kind of want to find the hardcover used edition to see what I'm missing out on. It doesn't matter. I mean, I'll read this. I'm just curious if there were any type of graphs or charts or, photographs, whatever. I kind of want to see what I'm missing. Yeah, he just comes out and says, we don't have illustrations in this book. We couldn't afford it. Anyway. So I picked up that one. Okay, where are we at? So this is the final book from the box, guys. Like I said, I know many of you were like, what? Peg, you only got 4 books? Is that what I think I did? 1, 2. Oh, no, I didn't. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5. Okay, I got 5. Now, this one is a novel. And the last few times I have shopped at the University of Chicago press sales, I've had it in my cart, and then I always removed it for something else. And this time around I said, no, Peggy, you need to get it before it's gone. This is The Great Prince Died, a novel about the assassination of Trotsky. Yes. By Bernard Wolfe, with a new afterword by William T. Vollmann. A lot of you literature readers out there know who Vollmann is. So, new afterword by him. I just was like, I couldn't resist it any longer. As you know, I am a reader of Soviet Russian history, and obviously the Bolshevik Revolution is one that's a period I've studied quite a bit. So at this point, historical fiction about it is refreshing, as opposed to reading all the different angles that people can write about it now. Ooh. Look at that. Even have the artwork of the home he was staying at in Mexico City. Interesting. All right. Here we go. On August 20th, 1940, Marxist philosopher, politician, and revolutionary Leon Trotsky was attacked with an ice axe in his home in Coyoacan, Mexico. He died the next day. In The Great Prince Died, Bernard Wolfe offers his lyrical, fictionalized account of Trotsky's assassination as witnessed through the eyes of an array of characters. The young American student helping to translate the exiled Trotsky's work and to guard him. The Mexican police chief. A Romanian revolutionary. The assassin and his handlers. A poor Mexican peon, and Trotsky himself. Drawing on his own experiences working as the exiled Trotsky secretary and bodyguard, and mixing in digressions on Mexican culture, Stalinist tactics, and Bolshevik history, Wolfe interweaves fantasy and fact, delusion and journalistic reporting to create one of the great political novels of the past century. Wow. Bernard Wolfe, 1915 to 85. Oh, wow. Okay. So, is he drawing on his own experiences working as the exiled Trotsky secretary? Well, I didn't know that Wolfe was, yeah, okay. He was very close to him, I guess. I'm intrigued. And so I wanted to finally get it. Now I finally have it. Don't know when I'm going to start it, but it's there. That's the whole point. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. Let's see if we can Now this is a pyramid I can handle. Let's see here. Oh, all right. That's not so bad. Look at that. Yep, that was a little university press sale that I indulged in. So sue me, you know. Anyway, guys, I hope you're having a great Monday. I hope the wind here dies down so I can hear myself think and sleep. Sleep tonight would be great. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for, as always, for checking me out here on the channel, liking, commenting, subscribing. I appreciate it, and we will have more in the coming days. So stay tuned. Bye.